Hello everyone, welcome to MV Creator. Today I'm gonna start a fresh topic which is FI load balancer. What is FI load balancer? Where the name came from? Uh, what what functionality FI load balancer can provide? That all can covered under this video series. So I am creating this series for training purpose as well as interview. So I am covering interview question and answer as well, so that everyone should have this is from the scratch to the high level. So I will cover all the topic which is related to the FI load balance. So let's start, and this is an introduction video. So let's start first with the some of the topic that is which I already covered under my old video, which is related to the what is internet, what is intranet, what is forward proxy, what is reverse proxy, what is half proxy, what is full proxy. Also, I covered like why FI load balancer called as reverse proxy, why it is called why a load balancer is also called as a full proxy architecture. That all I covered under my old video. And today's we today or not, I am just going to start a fresh topic which is FI load balancer. So any of the topic, any of the new technology should have three W's. So as I said, 3W, you just told me like, what is 3W? Why 3W? So 3W is nothing but what, why, and where. What is so FI load balancer? If you can mention like FI load balancer. So what is FI load balancer? Why FI load balancer, and where we use the FI load balancer? Means application. So these three W's can help to understand any of the topic, right? So for this topic as well, we can go through that three W's. Before to that, let's start with the name first. What is F5? What is the load balancer? So let's segregate that particular name one by one to understand what is F5 and what is load balancer. So F5, let me delete this just a second. So AF5, where the name came from? So AF5 is the name which is derived from the movie Twister. The Twister is name of the movie, and it is based on F5 tornado. It's nothing but it's related to the storm. So so in that case, you can tell me like why F5 then? So it's a why we took the F5 name. So basically, it's a scale of a tornado or the storm which is measured under F0 to F5, and F5 is the incredible level. So that's why we took the, and here you can see easily that thing, right? So AF5 is that particular movie is having the big storm. It's related to the storm, and the AF5 is a scale of that particular tornado, and that's why we took the name. That particular movie used the scalability of F5, and the same name which is derived from that particular movie by F5. And in 1996, so that movie also released in 1996, and the first name they took is F5 Lab, which is changed to F5 Network later. In 1997, F5 Network launched its first product called a load balancer. The name given to that particular load balancer is a Big IP. So as you in some of the places you can see Big IP F5 load balancer. So Big IP is their first product, the hero product I can say. And we can also see how the era is happening, when what is their first product, and how they are going to change, evolve around the era, and what is their next product. That all we can see in next few slide particularly. right? So what is F5 network? It's a as we already aware of. It's an American-based company, headquartered in Seattle, Washington, and it's specialized in the application delivery network. So this is a very big topic. What is the application delivery network? That we can cover under the separate video that we can go through. So first, now from this slide, we conclude that where the F5 name came from, right? And the next thing is load balancer. So what is load balancer? That we can cover now, right? So let's consider we have some client which is sitting in the internet and want to access one of the URL which we place on our organization. So let's consider as I already mentioned, let's consider the URL name is www.testf5.com, right? So before 90s, what happening is client send traffic over the internet and it will go to the testf5.com and it will share the response and he can get the response from the server. That's it. So application server, we can give the name as S1, right? And we can get the response that's it. So over the time, what happen is we have increasing number of client. So here we can see two clients. So it should be increase up to 100 client. Then after 200, 300. So client is drastically increased, but we are keeping these URL or service or application. I preferred to say application, right? So whatever the application what we deployed on the server should be on one particular server. If the client is drastically increases, in that case, we are sending traffic to the same server, and again there are some capability of that server, right? So capability is there. There is some RAM or the CPU utilization. So CPU and RAM, we can have that particular server. For example, we if we use 1 GB RAM, then there is some capability, right? So if it is not capable enough to serve all the requests, definitely it's drop the traffic, and which is fail our means if we are more than 3000 or 300, let's consider 300. So all the 300 traffic reaching to that particular server, and there is one capability and it will if it is over, then it's definitely stop working. So it's a failure in the system. So to resolve this concern, to uh, to resolve particular this concern, what they did is instead of one server, they used to try number of server, right? So instead of one server, they are trying two or three server. Let's consider the three server they tried. But while using this three server, there is one issue also happening. Like this particularly, let's consider xyz.com, right? So it's configured on one of this server. Similar kind of setup we can do on server 2 as well and server 3 as well. We can deploy the same URL, same application over the three server. So in that case, we required some device which is capable enough to send traffic to all these three server, right? So for that, we use DNS server. What is DNS? DNS is used to resolve the IP address with the FQDN and FQDN with the IP address. FQDN is nothing but fully qualified domain name which is understandable by the client or user, or it's a human readable. And the primary function of DNS is to convert this human readable language to the numeric, which is machine readable, right? So IP address is a machine readable. So that particular thing should be happen by, I mean, this is the role of DNS. So now, after the 1990s, what happening is they use instead of using the single server, they use number of server. Here we can kept three. It should be more than this. It should be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's number of, right? So DNS, what we can do is we for the test f5.com, instead of allowing on the one server, we configure this on the three server. This is a real server, right? So instead of configuring one, it's configured on the three server. Server one IP address is 10.10, it's 20. Third one is 30. And this three IP address is configured under this testf5.com. Whenever the traffic hit to this testf5.com, which is understandable by the human. So client is nothing but human, right? So whenever the client send the traffic to testf5.com, first request goes to the first server. Second request go to the second server. Third request goes to the third server, and likewise, fourth is going to the first server, fifth is going to again to the second server, and sixth is going to this third server. Similarly, the round robinly traffic get transfer from one server to another server, right? So this is nothing but the load balancer. So our topic is F5 load balancer, right? The load balancing. What is load balancing is nothing but this thing. So we can share the load along the server, and even though it is not intelligence, let's not go there right now. Just load balancing is nothing but the thing like we can share equal load to all the servers so that server the traffic first reach to the server one, server two, server three gradually. And it use the round robin is a default method of load balancing. That's it. So F5 load balancer, here we are conclude like what is F5 and what is load balancer. Now our next topic, as I already told you, like we have three W's, right? So among these three W's, let's consider why. Why F5? What is the benefit of F5, right? So in that case, first, as I said, it's used the round robin method for the communication. So first request is goes to the first, second goes to the second, third one goes to the third, and round robinly it will happening. Considered any one of the server is down. Let's consider S2 is down. In that case, whenever the fourth request come to the first server, the fifth request came here to the second server, and if the server is down, then it will give the reply like server is down. It share the error. So it giving an error, which is again not a good thing. Any of the application should work properly without any means we should have the redundancy, and it in any of the situation we can get full utilization of the any of the application. If it is not working in intermediately, which is not a good thing. So this is one drawback, right? So if server is down, this is one of the drawback. I'm just keeping as short as possible. This is one drawback. Second drawback is, let's consider the capability of server one is I'm just considering it's 5 gig, right? The capability of the RAM capability of here is 5 gig, here is 10 gig, and here is only 1 gig, right? So definitely, whatever the traffic, if it is it's say sharing the traffic round robinly, so all the servers share the same type of traffic. If this is having it's having 40 connection. So similarly here also we can see 40 connection, here also seeing 40 connection. So if the capability of the server is very low, even though it's serving the 40 connection, and those having the highest capability also sharing this similar kind of connection, that is again the second drawback. So it is not capable enough to think. It's not intelligence. So DNS is not intelligence one. So this is the second drawback. It's not intelligent device, right? It's not intelligent one. And the third drawback is it's only use the round robin method, right? As I already confirmed, like it's only use the round robin. So we need some capability which is having, apart from the round robin, we also need some intelligence into the network, so that it will it will share the load depend on number of parameter, right? So apart from the load sharing should be depend on number of parameter. This is the third point. This is all the drawback of DNS. Now to overcome, so why? The answer is why, answer for the why is, to overcome this all the drawback, we use Fi load balancer. Now, what is Fi load balancer is? This is again the question, right? So what? So why we are confirmed? Then to overcome this drawback, we required a Fi load balancer. And now what is load balancer is? This is also a similar kind of DNS load balancer, right? So what is load balancer? Let's consider this one. Now, in that case, the first drawback is, if the one of the server is down, then how big IP or F5 LTM should understand this server is down? So it's having capability of monitoring. So monitor is used to continuously monitor the actual server, whether it is live or not. If he understand the server is down, it will share, monitor can help to understand, monitor can help to understand particularly, yeah, definitely it's understand the server is down, and from the load balancing method it will remove, and the load sharing should happening with the two server only, server 1 and server 2. So for, due to the monitor, the first drawback we are removed. The second drawback is depend on the capability of server. For example, server is having 2 GB RAM, it's having 10 GB RAM. So it should prefer the highest capability first, and then it's the traffic go to the lowest priority. This is the second drawback that we are removed from here. So this is the capability, depend on the capability we do load balancing. This is the second thing. So that is the second thing for the FI load balancer. It is an intelligent device. It's an intelligent device capable enough to take the decision depend on the monitoring load balancing method. We have different types of load balancing method that we also cover under the next video. So this is all the capability of F5 is an intelligent device who took the decision. So that's why we use the F5 load balancer. Again, the most important topic I just forgot to cover that. So F5 also work like full proxy architecture. What is full proxy architecture? So as I said, it's an intelligent device. So whatever we discuss is not, that only is not intelligent one. So now he is having the capability. What is actual intelligence is, it is the mediator device between the client and the server, and it is a full proxy architecture. So in the short, let me tell you. So it can make two connection, one with the client to proxy, or we can say F5, right? So let's consider F5, right? So client to F5, there is first communication. There is a three-way handshake happening with the, what is three-way handshake, that we can cover in next video. That's fine. So three-way handshake first make with the client and the F5, and then the next communication is happening between the F5 and the actual server. So this is a separate communication, three-way handshake here. So three-way handshake, and then after we can send the data, right? Payload. After the three-way handshake is happening, we can send the traffic from, share the data from the client to F5 first and F5 to server then. Right. So this is how the full proxy is and how the F5 work because of this separation, right? Because this thin line. Because of this separation, there's separate two communications, connection, let's say connection. Because of this two connection, F5 is having the capability uh, to add some, to take the control of all the communication, like encryption, decryption, SSL encryption in decryption can we can do on the F5. What what traffic we need to send to the server and what is not, that also can control by F5. So it's having means how we can load balance the traffic, which traffic is legitimate or which is not, that also we can cover, means F5 can deal with that thing. So because of these two separate communication, full proxy architecture, F5 is having that capability. So this is all about the introduction of F5, the basic introduction. Now our next topic is what is ADN, Application Delivery Network. So thank you all, and we'll see you in next video. Thank you. Let me pause first, just a second.